Hey people, Intro here, 53, Angel Gate Redux, blue team. Godlike Pencil is a Warp Spider Exarch teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control, alongside Gatts as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. We have the Word Bearers DLC scheme here, and alongside, rounding off the team, is Dolphin as a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support the Ultramarines DLC scheme. Red team, it's Imperial Guard holding the line here. We have Goose as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee, begins with a refractor shield. I don't know why the camera's being weird here. Alongside them, Arise as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. And seems like we have Deathcore of Krieg DLC recolored there. Rounding off the team, Cad Gore is a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support, can also add to the retinue. They are southwest, grabbing contested power, kicking off in the mid. Sorcerer runs. Now Inquisitor ties up some CSM with an awesome special, knocking back all three models. Lord Commissar shows up now. And some bright pink Imperial Guardsmen. Reminds me of the old days with Commissar lag. Always had pink Imperial Guard scheme. Inquisitor able now to forward cap some stuff. Up in the contested victory point, it's all quiet for now. I guess those guys are going to try and cap it. Warp Spider Exarch being awkward and annoying. Teleporting around, shooting stuff. Here we go. Lord Commissar will come and have a word. And they may teleport away again. There we go. Oh, they teleported forward behind the Imperial Guard to get some more shots in. Up in the northeast, very much in the corner, there's another contested power point being flamed down now by those guardsmen. Here's one of the natural powers. An altered version of Angel Gates, of course. A much nicer layout, I think. It's not actually played as much as the other one in terms of the replays that I get anyway. I'm not sure if there's a problem that some players have with it. That was Hammer of the Witches on the Force Commander's face. Sentinel could do with some repairs. There we go. Another Sentinel, of course, leading the line. Lord General busy capping. Inquisitor gets into some melee, but then needs to run. I think they're going to be able to grab that wreck point. They've got a decap on this natural victory point too. That's one of the things that stayed in the same place, the victory point. It might be the only thing that stayed in the same place, actually. I think everything else moved in this version. Goose with some artillery spotters on the way. Pathogen Devils for Arise. And we have double grenade launcher heretics for Gatts. Going to be nasty for the blobbed up guardsmen. Sentinels trying to focus them down and take some models off them. We do have some grenade launchers for the Lord General. That's going to be a good way to counter those heretics, actually. You see they're doing big chunks of damage every time one lands. Because Derek and Nigel, his Stormtrooper buddies, also get grenade launchers, although one of them's died. And then he runs. I think it was Nigel that fell. But he'll get another Nigel. Devastators on the field for Dolphin alongside double tactical marines. Very solid ranged base early on then. Pathogens with their disruption though. And there's Hammer of the Witches. Inquisitor couldn't quite get into melee. Pathogens need to be careful. Shotgun blast goes in. Sentinel trying to take models off those Devastators. Pathogens do have power melee weapons, so they can threaten those marines in melee, but the Sentinel gets vengeance rounds and goes down. Up in the northeast, well, towards the northeast, Sorcerer sees off the Lord Commissar with some Eldar support. Smoke went up there. Oh, from the spotters. That's offensive smoke that messes up your range. Chaos Space Marines here with Eternal War. Dropping a model. Doom bolts in on the heavy weapons squad. They're trying to get rid of it. Oh, Warp Spider can teleport in and tie them up, that's right. And then they flee, and a good hit from the spotters there. 2v1 against Goosey. He's got double spotters, actually. Any support here for Goosey? Where's Arise? Is Arise over here already? Nope, they are back at base. repairing stuff. Shuriken Cannon gets swarmed by guardsmen in melee. Not the most threatening melee combatant, but it does mean that those guys can't fire their ranged weapons and set up and stuff. Sorcerer gets knocked off the cap by Catechins. Goes right back to it though for the blue team. Warp Spider Exarch needs to get out and run. Are they going to make it? Catechins, if they started moving a bit sooner, the Catechins maybe into retreat path, could have finished that Warp Spider Exarch, I think. Cacophony popped by these Noise Marines, but that Lord Commissar with his shield up doesn't get knocked over, as you can see. There's a bad spot to use it, fellas, and then they drop a model. No power sword on the Lord Commissar, but he's doing well. Guardian weapon team getting smacked and crunched and running. CSM show up again. Where's the other model, fellas? Oh, they're really weirdly split up. But he's catching up now. Another Shuriken coming in. And there's those double grenade launcher heretics. There's that disruption, and they take down the Lord Commissar. The other models have auto guns in these squads. 415 to 393. These guys getting awfully close to base. What were they up to? Oh, they were going for the power, not the base. The bases are actually further up on this version, aren't they? Going for that natural power down towards the south there. Well, more like southwest. Artillery spotters doing spotter things. Good chunks of disruption there. In tier 2, of course, they can drop an incendiary shell, and their normal shell gets more damage. Bunker going up with infantry support, so they can reinforce off it now. It's a medical bunker, they call it. Doom bolts. That was a very big blob of guardsmen to shoot the Doom bolts at. Did a bunch of damage. Didn't really kill any models, though. Warp Spider Exarch with heavy gauge Death Spinner and improved targeters. Both of those Imperial Guard heroes down. And the Force Commander has a Chainsword and Storm Shield alongside Artificer, makes him very tough and can support with Defend. Levels up to 2 there, which is important for a Defend build because you want a lot of energy to power the Defend. That's smoke from the spotters here. And a Mortar Shell knocks those guys away. We've got Shotgun Scouts with a Sergeant. Looks like this power has been bashed a bit. Flame attacks here, go back to it. Flamers are very effective at taking down power gens. Here's some base turrets though kicking in now. They're quite far away from the HQ, aren't they? In fact, those two didn't get moved from the initial positions. That's alright. Devastator's getting shut down by the artillery spotters. You can see the effect on their range there. There's the Force Commander popping Defend, but here comes a flank. Sentinel coming in. Catechins were coming in, and Catechins can be nasty on the flank with their power melee. Devastators, you guys alright? I think they're going to be good. Back up towards the northeast. Medical bunker still in play. Noise Marines doing their thing. That Sonic Blaster does good anti-infantry damage. Can shake apart structures and disables ranged attacks. Lord Commissar goes down again. I think they just repurchased themselves, but they didn't revive Arise. Maybe Cadgore can get over there. Looks like Cadgore is going for the revival. Noise Marines are caught in melee by Catechin Devils. Heretics now have an aspiring champion who gets a bolt gun when they have grenade launchers, which is fun for him. The other fellows don't have an aspiring champion. Guardsmen need to run, I think. CSM coming into some melee, are they? They are. Against the artillery spotters. They'll easily win that melee fight. Those power armored elbows almost wiped them, actually. Noise Marines made it out, and the Catechins did make it out. Up in the northeast, Lord Commissar still down. Guardians in melee with Guardsmen now. They do have their Commissar, those guys, up to 12 models, reinforcing 3 at a time when they have those upgrades. Sentinel, can they finish it? Warp Spider trying to. Took a while to get shooting, but does take down the Sentinel. It didn't have a missile launcher, but still a good get for these guys. You're going to decap this, or they're going to go for the power? They're going for the power, looks like. Can you actually use this path? It looks like you can. It's quite interesting. Good place for a webway up there, maybe, to hit this power with. Tier 3 for Gatts. Who needs tier 2 stuff? It's a bit more open for tanks, this version of the map, I feel like. Blue team holding the line. Here's some Wraithguard for godlike pencil. Traditionally very effective against Imperial Guard, especially when they go for these ranged heavy builds without Ogrins. Warp Spider Exarch knocked around. Chaos Sorcerer, no war gear, but can still Doombolt. Bit of damage. Can they pick off some models now? They can. Wraithguard coming in with those powerful Wraith Cannons. Area of effect damage, and they suppress infantry too. And they're good against all targets, those things. Wraithguard are very vulnerable to melee. Apparently there is a melee version of those guys, which would be cool to see. Might be tough to get the animations though. Get some good animations. Tactical Marines with some light cover there behind those barbed wire fence things. Oh, Stormtroopers were looking for a grenade, I think. Oh, they still chucked it, look. Still chucked it. 334 to 312. These guys don't have an upgrade yet, or a kit, rather. Lord General with Derek and Nigel in tow. Gonna try and bash power now. Plasma Cannon may have something to say about that. Misses. Here comes Gatts, though, in tier 3. There's tier 3 for Dolphin and tier 3 for Arise. 334 to 300. Good plasma cannon shot down there. Killed a bunch of guardsmen. I don't think actually killed any stormtroopers, but it did hit them. Grenade. Hit their own scouts with it, but the idea was to kill that sergeant, but the sergeant did die anyway. Up in the northeast, the victory point is turning red. Looks like they took down the bunker at some point. And Goose has a Manticore with the Storm Eagle upgrade in for more damage, basically. And we have an Autarch up for Godlike Pencil. Nice way to support the Wraithguard, actually. You can jump on them to give them a little heal and buff the damage output. And the Warp Spider Exarch himself can throw the crack shot global on them, of course. 333 to 283 on the VPs. Noise Marines supported by CSM and a bunch of heretics. That's a nasty damage output against these guardsmen. Oh, but they dropped an incendiary shell on them before they ran. Can Gatts keep this push going? There's some grenade barrages. Heretics having to flee. Catachans with a nice angle here. But Cacophony comes in and knocks everything over. They may need to run still, though. Autarch's helping out. And now the Wraithguard getting shots in. And Catachans run, okay. Kind of an awkward little push from Gatts, but they made it work. Just brute forced it a bit and waited for some backup. CSM also retreating out. Sorcerer back at base, no war gear. And the Autarch is on the cap. Here comes the Lord Commissar, now with a Xenos Power Claw. Flak Jacket for Inspire Terror. And Stubbornness. So they are now pretty dangerous combatant, although still only level 1, this fella. So not perhaps as dangerous as they could be. Got a level 2 Warp Spider Exarch, level 2 Sorcerer, level 3 Force Commander running away, level 2 Lord General, level 3 Inquisitor, and that level 1 Lord Commissar. Look at this power bashing. They completely bashed and decapped this power. Are you going to try and take it, fellas? Or are they going for the VP, maybe? Tactical Marines have fast capping, so they can get a fast decap there. Medical Sergeant in for the Lord General. Red team are trying to take Northeastern VP. Wraithguard. Going to do some Wraithguarding. You see those Stubbornness heals going in on the Lord Commissar there. That was a... Was that a Hell Fury? Yeah, Hell Fury dropped in, I think, from Arise, and a Manticore. More Wraithguarding. Don't really have a plan for the Wraithguard, do they? It's kind of drop the artillery smoke and hope. I think that's what they're going for, and maybe run in the heroes, I guess. Oh, look at that. Took out the Autarch with Inspire Terror. That was awesome. Inquisitor getting cracked with a Blast Master shot, level 3. No war gear for you. 297 to 276. The Wraith Guard taking the garrison, which is countered by Flamers, so they promptly get out and run away. Wraith Guard are heavy infantry, though. And I'm pretty sure heavy infantry has some natural resistance to flame damage. Pretty sure that's right. I hear shotguns. What am I hearing? Down here? I'm hearing the scouts. We have some Kashyyykin for Khadgor. Getting a plasma upgrade in there. Those guys can switch their special weapon as much as they like for free. But you are limited to one Kashyyykin squad. They also have fast capping and grenades and all sorts of good stuff. Lord Spider Exarch teleports to the wrong spot. Lord Commissar doing a good job leading the line here. Shield up, stubbornness going. And that Xenos Power Claw threatening all. There's Inspire Courage. Buffing those guardsmen to double damage. And, well, not quite finishing off the gens. Sorcerer again with the nice Doom Bolts coming in. Those guys all having to run. And a Land Raider Phobos on the field for Gatts. Very much a anti-vehicle Land Raider, although it does have a Combi Bolter and Twin-linked Heavy Bolter on top for some anti-infantry damage. We've got double Manticores here for Goosy Goose, and they are good at taking down Land Raiders. It's such a big and relatively slow target. Manticores can do a lot of damage to them. Las Cannon here, being persuaded to leave. Manticores need to be very careful if this Phobos gets close to them. It won't take many shots to take him out with those Las Cannons. Kind of surprised Godlike Pencil didn't double up on his Wraith Guard. They've done so good. I guess they wanted some tier 3 stuff, and tier 3 stuff they shall get with a Fire Prism on the way. About to get Redeemer, Dolphin is saying there. Land Raider Redeemer indeed is almost up here. Phobos has found the Manticores. Can it fire though? Not in a useful way. Now it's getting Manticored and may go down here. Oh, teleported out by Gatts. Very quick thinking. And it's survived for now, but here is a Baneblade from Arise. Super heavy tank with a Mega Battle Cannon, a Demolisher Cannon, Las Cannons, Twin-linked Heavy Bolters, just bristling with guns. And if he can repair support it well... Oh, they've got the Phobos. Got to do a lot of work for you. I'm not sure what actually did the damage there at the end. Was it the Baneblade? Or did he just get tickled by las guns to death? Here's the Fire Prism. Long range fire support for Eldar can disrupt as well, but you need to keep it at maximum range, especially when there's a Baneblade around. They only have 500 hit points. Plague Marines on the way for Gatts. Redeemer is up. Where's it going to go though? It's going staying southwest for now. Big Flamestorm cannons, Twin-linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter on top. Not to mention Grenade Barrage. Has fantastic support capabilities, that thing, for your whole team. So typically it's parked on the contested victory point, but we shall see. It may be parked more central on this road, or they're just going to camp it on the enemy's natural victory point, because they are taking it here, Dolphin. They've got sergeants for both of those tactical marine squads, so they could get some Stern Guard, which may be worth it for the Hellfire rounds and the Vengeance rounds to switch between. Catechans, oh, they missed their Grenade Barrage thing. 260 to 135. Imperial Guard up against it now. Got to face down a Redeemer. We got Melter Guns on the Lord General now. Oh, and Lehman Russ. If they can get a Vanquisher for this thing, it'll be a big threat to that Land Raider. I mean, it's a decent threat already with the default weapon. Lord General may go down. 5 hit points, gets away. Force Commander taking on all comers with Defend up. The Storm Shield just passively gives him 20% range damage resistance, so with Defend up becomes very tanky indeed. Coming in to assist is Godlike Pencil and Arise. They're going hard on this VP push here. Bunch of stuff killed from Khadgor. I think they lost some stormtroopers, but here come the Manticore strikes, and there's an orbital as well. Lots of damage on the Redeemer from those Manticores. But can they finish it? They got it away, I think. Yeah, Gatts again with the warp. Because I think the Lord Commissar was about to run up to it and power claw it down. Kadachan's alive. I'm not sure. I don't think the orbital killed a bunch of stuff, but it made a bunch of stuff run away. Red team are going to get their natural victory point back. There's the Inquisitor. Now bristling with War Gear, Inferno Pistol, Purgatus, and the Inquisitorial Mandate. Very much a late game build for her. Anything yet for that Sorcerer? No, nothing for the Sorcerer. Heavy weapon squad up for Goose. Maybe with a las cannon. Auto cannon will do some work for you as well. There's a las cannon for Dolphin. And they almost wiped. Fire Prism still going for Godlike Pencil, who's got some Seer Council now. A squad of Warlocks that can leap on you with power melee. Full gen farm up here for the red team, and they still have this contested victory point. So they actually have a 2-to-1 cap. Quick capping Tactical Marines in there. Force Commander gets knocked over by the Lord Commissar. He's not going to like that. Oh, here we go. Just went into Terminator War Gear. Been promoted. And promptly needs to run away. There we go. So in this form, he starts with a Storm Bolter and Power Fist. And can teleport and has tons of hit points. But they're going for an Assault Cannon as an upgrade. They'll keep the Power Fist. Demolisher Cannon. Makes those Seer Council run. The Bane Blade can actually suppress by itself with those heavy bolters. And you add in the weight of fire from guards and the stuff, it can keep stuff suppressed for a while. Plague Marine's getting shots in. Wraithguard got a few shots in. I don't think I've noticed Godlike Pencil using the crack shot. Level 4 Inquisitor popping the Mandate in to get to that VP. Oh, they ran off it anyway. There's Purgatus. And that is a Mark of Zinch Chaos Predator. That's an anti-vehicle upgrade for this thing. Warp Spider Exarch. Oh, using phase shift into an Eldritch. Oh, they can't drop an Eldritch. You do get like 4 or 5 seconds of damage resistance after the phase shift because of... Yeah, you saw it just wear off there. How often you saw the phase shift into an Eldritch that you couldn't avoid. So they made it a little bit less harsh when that happens. Ogrin's on the way for Arise. Seer Council should do good work against them, and the Sorcerer can counter melee pretty hard with Chains of Torment or just throwing Tome of Subjugation on something, subjugating them. Stormtroopers run. Yeah, it looks like Dolphin just wants to camp this VP, keep going at it, keep putting pressure on. They're not going to go for the contested victory point. At least not yet. They have that Assault Cannon in. Almost 60 piercing DPS. That's like 4 or 5 Tactical Marines worth of DPS there. It's a lot. Can they finish the cap though? They cannot. Manticore says no. 1-to-1 here, 157, 110. Pretty even on the VPs. Not a lot in it. And red team are holding that northeast. But they need to deal with this. There's some Plasma Kassakin. The Terminator Force Commander actually has heavy infantry armor. Not commander armor and not super heavy. So those plasmas are doing some good work. Although they'd also do good work against super heavy. Manticore, very good hits on Dolphin's army there. They took out the Devastators. Maybe something else too. Oh, scouts went down there, look. That might be an old though. Purgatus messes up the Eldar. Something needs to cap back this VP though. Looks like the Lord, the General's going for it. Did you just pop phase shift? I don't think they shifted anything. Land Raider Redeemer coming in. Inquisitors facing it down here. Oh, we have some Bulgrins from Arise. the upgraded version of Ogryns. They get those big slab shields that can electrify nearby enemies and suppress them. And they get some DPS and damage resistance upgrades compared to Ogryns. Oh, they did get double Wraith Guard up in the end. Hell Fury dropped in. Eldar having to leave. Oh, they retreated back to the Land Raider. Bullgrin's dealt with for now. Leman Russ. Oh, still doesn't have an upgrade, this thing. They went for Kashyyykin and that Manticore instead. They could afford an upgrade, though. Lord General down. Some late game Raptors for Gatts. Oh, yeah, for Melters. Okay, here come the Melters. Never been super convinced by Melter Raptors. They seem to jump in, throw the Melter and run away. Which, I mean, is fine. They're drawing fire and throwing a Melter. It's not worthless. And we do occasionally see them, like, solo a light vehicle. But I just kind of think las cannons and plague marines will do more consistent work for you, maybe. Perhaps with a sorcerer it's better, because you can go very aggressive with your chase and then walk them out, maybe. 120 to 110, very close on the VPs. Here come the Bullgryns again. Do they want to fight Seer Council, though? Oh, the Seer Council are down to 3 models. They're happy to fight them. Can the Wraith Guard suppress those Bullgryns? There they go. There's use your shield. You can't suppress Wraith Guard, though. And it does slow them down when they use it. I think they are due to remove that slowdown, I think. Unless that's changed again. Plague Marines level 2 for Gatts. Where are the Raptors? I missed them doing cool stuff, I think. I suppose they're going to go for that Leman Russ, are they? Baneblade is up in the northeast. Was that a rocket run? Oh, there's a Hell Fury being dropped in. The Leman Russ of Arise does have Vanquisher. But that is... Oh, that's this one here. Powerful anti-vehicle weapon. With good, I'm not sure what the range is, actually. Shit told me on that tooltip. Wraith Guard continue to do good work, but there's Purgatus. They can just retreat back to the Land Raider, though. They can reinforce off that thing, giving it a little bit of healing. Kashyyykin switching to Melter Guns. Artillery Spotters trying to cap this out for Goosy Goose. Plasma Cannon doesn't hit him. Lord Commissar coming in. They may inspire terror on a Wraith Guard model or something. Oh, on a Seer Council model, maybe. Any war gear yet for Gatts? No war gear for this Sorcerer. Level 4 almost, though. Trying to get a cheeky decap? Nope. Chucking in some cheeky Doom Bolts, though. 120 to 110. Pushing. Wraith Guard doing some good work against the Leman Russ. One more burst might do it. Down it goes. And now some Terminators for Dolphin alongside the Terminator Force Commander, trying to use their Power Fists on this other Leman Russ. Wraith Guard giving chase. Oh, and then they run because of Manticore. There's your Raptors. Still doing some melee. Just relentlessly on this VP Dolphin. Manticore gets them off the cap, though. There's still 3 Manticores alive. I don't think they took any of them out. Goosey Goose still has 2. Goosey Goose now going for a Stormblade. It's going to be huge fun. They're just unable to break out and push on the Land Raider at the moment. The Wraith Guard are causing huge problems, and now they have Terminators to deal with. Although Ogryns have found them. Use your shield doesn't suppress them, but it does give the Ogryns some more damage resistance when they use it, which is probably why it's being used there. Those Terminators ran into the Land Raider, and the Bullgryns can now retreat. I think they're doing quite well, though. They're helping create some space. They're helping push back. Maybe another squad of those guys from one of the other players would be good. Ouch. Terminator Force Commander's in there, getting a decap. And Catachans can't knock him off the cap with their shotguns and stuff. He's too big. He's a big boy now. We have some stormtroopers with assault kit and some more, and the Kasrkin with plasma guns here, pouring damage onto those Terminators. Kasrkin plasma is nasty. Oh, here's some more Terminators here. Chaos Terminators now for Gatts with that demoralization effect. Looks like that's where the Chaos Predator ended up, by the way. Oh, there's for the Emperor on these Terminators. That's a global buff from the Force Commander. 25% more damage, and these guys have an assault cannon of their own. 99 to 82, a double cap for the blue team, just crowding out the Red Guard here. Inquisitor back on that. Should the Baneblade go down there? Looks like the Stormblade is. Yeah, they need to bring more stuff down here. Hooligans trying to get in, but they couldn't. Oh, they go down. Here's the Stormblade now. Going to be threatened by the double Wraith Guard, of course. There's the big plasma overcharge, which does disable your Stormblade when they use it. Just a few seconds, though. It's back to firing again. Manticore. Can they push on the Land Raider? They're running out of VPs, the Guard. There's so much to deal with now. Another Manticore strike. They're doing good damage. There's a rocket run too. They're just able to retreat back to that Land Raider again. Move back, says Godlike Pencil. Oh, move it back. They want the Redeemer to back up, I think. Leman Russ here, getting some free shots on those Tactical Marines who are trying to take out the Stormblade. Another big overcharged plasma shot. Hell Fury dropped in. Manticore's dropped in. Oh, Eldritch, though, takes out the Stormblade. Eldritch Storm from Godlike Pencil, and now the double attacks with missile launchers turn to the Leman Russ. Some artillery spotters level 4 trying to help out. They should maybe be forcing melee combat there. They took him out. Double attacks down. Dolphin is down to just Terminators and the Force Commander Terminator and the Land Raider. 86 to 42. Move your Land Raider back. Looks like they've done it now. And the Leman Russ barely survived. Goes back to a repair bunker, looks like. Here's the Baneblade, been sitting pretty at the top. 2-1 again for blue, though. Phase shift to stop the cap. Lord Commissar goes after the Force Commander Terminator. Level 7, this guy's a melee beast now. And has Emperor's Wrath. Can they get the VP back? Need to get on it, fellas. Stormtroopers are trying to. Goosey Goose does have Kasrkin. Not sure where they are, though. But they're back at base because they have fast capping when they have their sergeant. Ouch. Wraith Guard continue to be a massive problem. Level 4 now. Other fellas are level 2. Land Raider's now back to a more central position. Baneblade says hello. Demolisher Cannon goes in. And Manticore strikes. And so was that Mines dropped in as well, I think, from Goosey Goose to be detonated by the Manticore, I believe. It was a nasty combo. Another phase shift down to 16 VPs, the Red Guard. Can they pull this off? They are pushing back the blue team a little bit. They've got them kind of away from their VP, but there's still lots of fire on it. Lots and lots of fire. Wonder if it would have been worth the red team trying to sneak around to get a decap over here. Like sneak around a long way. They were just desperately trying to defend their VP, I think. 86 to 16 still. 1-1 cap. Baneblade holding the line. Leman Russ has been repaired. Level 4 Leman Russ too. There's an Imperial Abyss from Gatts. Not sure if it finished anything else. It's pulling the Inquisitor around. She's level 7 though. And it's Kasrkin on the cap. Fast capping. Lots of Manticore strikes. Down goes that Predator tank. Repairs for the Baneblade. Oh, phase shift. They can drop another Eldritch, I think. Are they going to, though? Not right now. It may still be on cooldown. There's an Eldritch. Shutting down those two vehicles. That is a clutch Eldritch there. Those guardsmen trying to repair. Those guardsmen need to move back and repair it from the back, I think. 17 to 16. Terminators on the VP. Trying to tough it out. Taking a bunch of damage. Heavy turret dropped in too. That might have been worth dropping a little bit earlier. Maybe, I'm sure they were spending their resources on other things though. Leman Russ makes it away. So does the Baneblade. But can they afford to back off at this point? That's a Basilisk Flare from Goosy Goose to lower range. Ogrin's on the way for Goosy Goose. Dolphin's not happy about something. All of their losses, I guess. Red team may get their VP back, and there's another Stormblade here from Goosy Goose. There's phase shift on the Baneblade again. Grenades dropped on it. And there's Wraithguard to bring the deep. Yes. Oh, grenade gets rid of him. Blue team taking the contested though. There's the 1-to-1, but blue team may get a 2-to-1 very soon. Here comes the Stormblade. There's that big plasma overcharge shot from that plasma blast gun. Red team back on the contested. Bloodletter's called in. There's the Ogrins with their bonehead leader. The Baneblade is still going. There's another phase shift. Leman Russ is on. Oh, they got the Land Raider. Leman Russ is on the repair bunker there. Baneblade falls. Did huge amounts of work for them though. Huge amounts. And they did get the Land Raider. Look how depleted the blue team are now. Can the red team get this done? They have a double cap. Look at this. Stormtroopers from Khadgor. They got a triple cap. For the Emperor on the Terminators. Power fisting the Leman Russ down. Oh, and it's taking Plague Marine hits as well. It's going to fall. Down it goes. Manticore on the VP. Keeping it clear for now. There are mines around here too. Terminators just tearing stuff apart. Level 10 Inquisitor shows up. Still a triple cap for the red team. I think they've done it. I think the Guard have held the line. Awesome stuff. They did not give up. It was Arise bringing the Land Raider, bringing the Baneblade around here. That was the catalyst. Maybe they should have brought it down sooner. But they held that top for a long time. Awesome, awesome stuff. Godlike Pencil had a level 7 Warp Spider Exarch. The Wraithguard were hugely influential. The Seer Council also did great work. Gatts, level 4 Sorcerer, no war gear whatsoever. Had Plague Marines at the end. Terminator Force Commander, doesn't have levels of course. They lost a lot of stuff when that big push started, didn't they? Losing those double tacks was a big deal right here as well. Goosy Goose with a level 9 Lord Commissar. Seemed to just fly up the levels. Level 10 Inquisitor did a huge amount of work as well. And a level 6 Lord General with those melter guns popping fight harder. Incredible comeback. Held the line indeed. Look at the Manticores at the end. The Manticores are pretty amazing actually. 2 Manticores from Goosy Goose. 3 up from Khadgor. And they did huge amounts of hits towards the end to help take the Land Raider down and stuff. Well, there you have it guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. I think it was pretty damn good. And I'll see you next time.